This, my friends, is Hana's Cafe 1930, a cafe in the styles of the 1930s. Well, who would have thought? Made by the user... I don't know how to pronounce that. You come in and on your right you can find the counter and on the left the seats. But there is more to this cafe than meets the eye. We enter the storage, and now we are in a setting of a secret 1930s mafia bar, with a customer area, a meeting table, and a very cool office, all giving off a certain vibe. My guest today is my friend Yokai of Hikari, avatar and world creator, VR photographer and explorer, regular at The Wanderer, as well as the very person who plays the detective in my videos. Also, I can never decide if I should call him Yokai or Hikari. His avatars, like the detective to name just one example, all have a certain design and most of them go into the same direction with their vibe as this cafe, hence why I chose it. Hello there, it is I, Reincarnator, and this is Idiots in VR Getting Coffee. Hello Yokai, thank you for being here with me today at Idiots in VR Getting Coffee, where idiots in VR get coffee, hence the name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coffee.
As I always say to my guests, we need some time to warm up to each other because this is the first time we ever met. I mean, I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, it's just my producers put you on here.
Yeah, totally.
Now comes the explanation for you. I have written down some topics on my phone here next to me. You can't see it, but it's here. And I think I just smashed its display with my controller. But I should still be able to read it. But that are all the topics we have. And what happens in between is absolutely up for unscripted improvisation, and maybe we just drift off, but it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. It's all gonna be fine. And to our dear viewers, it's worth to mention that I had to grab him by the ear and drag him here. So he's here with us now. Thank you very much. That's the thing I actually always start with, so why the fuck did I even have to look this up? How did you get in VR chat, Yokai? How did you get on this game? How did this happen?
Oh boy, well, to be fairly honest, just looking at the Ugandan Knuckles appeared on the internet makes me want to jump into VR chat. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. It's a very boring story. Everyone pretty much has the same one.
You don't know.
But although, after that, when I did leave VR chat after a while because I didn't really have much friends. So back then, I was pretty much on the Roblox platform.
Oh my god! Oh, Roblox! Oh no! Oh god! No!
Yeah, exactly. So basically, since I was on the Roblox platform, I was barely playing VR chat and such. I had like a whole community, I had my own world to take care of. But yeah, now I'm fully retired. I'm fully back in VR chat because it's definitely better. Moderation in Roblox is terrible.
You're fully retired. I'm
start
fully
your life
retired.
there. Oh yeah.
You know why I was laughing so hard before was not because the story is so fun with the Ugandan Knuckles, I mean that too, but because Turbo told me the exact same thing when I asked him why he came on VR. As you said, it's pretty common, I guess. I didn't think that so many people came here because of the Knuckles, but yeah, I guess. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, as soon as I got a VR, I fully started playing VR chat for sure.
Yeah, at the beginning, around the time when I met Al and everyone, I only was on desktop. Well then, I guess it is time to ask the question.
Please, oh wisdom of tree, I will try to answer those questions.
Oh, wisdom of tree. What did you say, of tree or what?
Of tree.
Of tree.
A tree.
The trees have made the wood in this place.
Yes.
Anyway. The next topic I have on is what communities are you part of in VR? Because I came up with this topic because I once saw you having like a weird glitch code as a community picture up there, and I was wondering what the fuck that is.
Oh yeah, I mean, that one is pretty specific. It's not like a community, but it's just like a supporting person in general. He makes like very nice horror maps. probably, in my opinion, definitely one of the best VR chat creators who makes pretty immersive horror maps. I think his name is Zay. He makes pretty cool maps, anyways, and I guess was my way to support him in a way.
I see. Yeah,
So that's why
I
I
saw
had
multiple
that banner
times
for
that
a
you
while.
organize such horror hunts with like some people sometimes, and then everybody joins you, and you just finish a giant map or something like that. I remember last time I was in a
Yeah.
horror map was with Carbon during October, and we were fighting My Little Ponies. Yeah, speaking of nostalgic, do you remember these old Minecraft songs? You know, when they made like parody songs Minecraft themed.
I mean, there's the TNT one that I remember quite well, and the
Do you
Fallen
know
Kingdom.
this
and
is
yeah,
my biome? It's like, this is my
no,
biome, it's what I call home. I like back in the
Oh, no, I
day,
don't think I
was
have.
listening to that on loop all the time because I was playing so much Minecraft back in the day. And then slowly but
Oh
surely
my
I realized
God.
it's full of toxic kids, and now I'm only playing on my private server with my friends.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really played like full multiplayer servers in Minecraft. Back then, I was pretty much lonely self making huge maps, story maps, just for myself.
Yeah, that's
And
also
yeah,
cool.
that's what I was doing
Let's
mainly.
check out my channel Omnix for some Minecraft videos from my personal server. No problem. With a complete random cut now, and I have not had to look on my phone. Now that we talked about the community, some nostalgic crap.
I mean, right now it's definitely the Wanderer. Obviously, I've been like I've been a regular there and stuff. But back then there was this guy I met in a horror map, like those very old OG horror maps
Oh,
that
these
no
old, yeah.
longer exist, unfortunately. I met that one guy and he was like streaming and stuff, but I didn't even know. But we still became friends and stuff, and he had his own like tiny group, and that's who I was like following back then.
I see,
But yeah, I haven't seen him for a while.
Okay, so now that you said it, it's time because that's the next topic actually. The Wanderer. How did you get to the Wanderer, where I met you? That's why I asked the topic in the first place, because that's the place where I know you from. So how did you get there?
I saw Wallclaw first on Wednesday. You know, like those bartending events that he makes on Wednesday. I met him there. I didn't even know it was like an event. I just actually followed one of my good friend Marisol, and she was like there, so I kind of joined her and we started talking. But Wallclaw noticed that I had an Aya avatar, a Tengu, and he was pretty familiar with that because also one of his friends uses the same character, and he literally came up to me. I didn't even know what was happening, but he wanted to take a picture with me to show the picture to his friend about my avatar. And that's when I noticed that he told me that he was basically streaming and such, and he made like those regular group event, and like seeing the community around him and stuff, everyone seemed very nice, so I didn't really hesitate to join them.
Everyone is so nice at the
And, yeah.
Wanderer. You can just
Oh yeah.
walk up to everybody and sniff them. It's so nice. That wasn't serious. Speaking of which, by the way, I just I posted today in the Wanderer Discord that next bartending I'm going to be absolutely gentleman for the entire session. Let's see if I can do that.
Oh boy. I was just minding my own business. I really didn't mind. I was literally just exploring like video games world, and I was fully enjoying myself.
And I decided to explore worlds, especially when I got my VR headset. Then I started to actually look for worlds where I could take cool pictures. Oh, what an amazing, incredible thing, you know, to go over to the next topic, which I just read, which is... Yo, guy, you...
Photography.
Yo, guy, yeah, photography, exactly, you realize it. You photograph in VR chat. I saw you doing it multiple occasions, so how did you get into that?
Oh god, as soon as I discovered that the tool, the camera tool in VRChat, I was like, oh my god, I know how to edit stuff, I know how Photoshop works. Imagine if I combined this with photography. I was like, yes, I'm totally doing that. So then I started making my own photograph, exploring many worlds and making like a fully customized wallpaper quality pictures with the character in the world and such. And yeah, that's pretty much how I got into photography.
That's cool. Yeah, for
I
me it's
can't really.
basically the
I
same.
forgot which one was the first one, but yeah.
I don't know, like I always took pictures. Back in desktop it was of course way more complicated because
Mhm.
this feature that it happens now that you can use the camera in desktop, like you can use it in VR,
Yeah.
that wasn't back then. But I remember one of the oldest pictures, I think the oldest picture in my entire folders is a picture of me in a Beerus from Dragon Ball avatar. And next to me was Alistair in this very, very old, chubby Alistair avatar when back in the day when it wasn't very accurate. And we were just standing
Yeah.
next to each other. I don't even know what that world was. I think it was some kind of Sonic world, and I don't know what we did there, but we were standing in front of the mirror and we took a picture.
Alistair moment.
You,
Thank you, Alistair.
you cannot fucking take over my mind. I should drink more caffeine.
More coffee.
Yeah, more coffee with caffeine. I mean, I seem to not be exaggerated enough yet. What is your favorite picture you all ever took? Do you have any favorites? Like,
Oh my god, oh my. That's a really good question.
I know.
I can't really remember like how to tell you this in a way. I can't really describe it, but it was like one of those horror maps, and there's one section where you break out of the chill room, and there's this whole section where it's like a bloody pulsating place, and there's like eyes everywhere, and there was this like lonely wooden platform, and my character had like a hammer in his hand, and he was like standing perfectly in the center of the wood of the platform, looking at the surrounding, and I think this one is probably my favorite.
I see. For me, yeah, it's
I could
probably
probably
the one.
like send it to you on Discord.
Oh yeah, do that. I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it between us on this wall right here, right now. It is here now, guys. Do you see it? It's beautiful. My God, the fuck is that? I guess for me it would be the ones I took in that one chaotic world with the throne, which is also my YouTube banner and my profile picture on YouTube.
Oh yeah. This
Yeah,
world is fantastic.
I love that world. The next topic is, how did you start off creating things in VR chat? Your avatars, your worlds that you're doing now. You're a creator. How did this happen?
Mhm.
How did you decide,
Well,
I'm gonna
when
curse
I-
VR chat with my stuff? I'm just joking.
First started when I discovered that VRWriter was a simple avatar maker, and I slowly decided to go there and try to do my own things because I love making characters. It's been like something that I've been carrying for so long since Roblox times and like that. And I was like, I want to remaster most of my blocky, shitty avatar that I made on Roblox into a full 3D, high quality model into VR chat. I was like, yes, that's such a good idea. So that's pretty much
that
what
avatar
I did.
you're wearing right now, that is you. That is how I got to know. Is it?
Yes. Well, I think the first time I met you was like in the. It wasn't this avatar, but it was like another Aya character. It was like a formal one, I guess. It was still a Tengu, but yeah, it was similar, I guess.
The entire avatars that you have, like look at the camera for a second there, like your avatars, they're all in this specific style, and I figured that. Also with a little bit of a back mind with you being the detective in my one video series, I chose this location because I thought it just, I don't know, it just suits the style of the avatars you make, and no matter what you appear in, it will fit in here.
I have like a very specific style on making avatars. Like it's pretty noticeable when I made the avatar. I have
Oh.
like my own style, I guess. Yeah.
Other way around. Someone came into the innkeeping with one of your avatars, and Claw first thought that it was you because it was exactly your style. I mean, it was your avatar.
Oh.
And he was like, "Oh, that's your guy. That's your.
What
Oh,
did
it's
it
not
look
your
like?
guy." Let me check.
I've created 5 in total. I'm working
Oh,
on
there we go. Yeah,
another
there.
one
Sorry,
now.
the last time I checked was only 2. Yeah, that's the classroom you were in before. Like I saw a picture of that. It's safer here. That was the one where we did the Christmas thing. I remember that.
Yep.
The Eclipse St. Louis. That's this church. I was there. And what is this? The orb chamber.
That one. I've been starting to import literally Amnesia into VRChat, a proper import of literally some areas from the game. Now I'm currently working on the storage place, a very unique and yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working on right now. It's a pretty big project.
I've never played Amnesia. I don't even know what it's about.
Very terrifying horror game. I'm not even gonna talk about it because if you try to check about it or like if you try to look into it, I'm not gonna spoil you. It's definitely worth to check for yourself. It's a fantastic story.
Well then, alright.
And also I'm not good at explaining things.
Well, you did a pretty good explaining of your life story, so that's not true. Okay, so what is it that you like the most doing at the moment in VR chat? I mean, there's a lot of change since a lot has changed since the first time we both came on here. You even more because you were longer here than me. So back in the day, you obviously had something that you like to do, and you have something that you like to do now. So how do you spend your days in VR chat now, like when you go online?
Well, now I barely even spend time in VR chat. I start making things instead.
And that's the problem.
If I go in VR chat, it's
That's the problem, you know. I will never understand how people can create stuff in VR chat, but then they are never online to actually use that stuff. I mean, wouldn't you like to experience all the stuff you made, or something like that?
Yeah, of course. I normally like try to. Well, thing is, I don't do like anything like big in VR chat. It depends if there's like new cool games. Sometimes I'll go explore, but normally I'm like very busy in my life because of work. But apart from that, I just love creating things for others, and sometimes I tend to chill in my own world so people can like join me and like tell their opinion about the world I've been making and stuff.
Join on you. Ha! Hey, this looks shit. Leaves.
It can happen.
Nah, I hope that nobody's so inconsiderate. That's fine. That would be fucked up. Seriously.
There's actually like people. Well, there's one person who owns a roleplay group, and he, at one point, he joined one of my newest world, which I was in, and apparently he was a big fan of what I was doing, and he told me that he was hosting roleplays in one of the church map that I made, which I did not think that would happen.
Ooh.
I was really shocked. They have like an Eldritch RP group, and they make like hosts there and meetings. It's pretty insane.
As long as they don't sacrifice anyone in that church for real.
I mean, technically, that church is part of a cult, so...
Yeah, but still, just imagine, like, I'm just thinking of something right now, which I saw in an interview with Lucifer Morningstar, the guy who makes all these great worlds. He once said in an interview that he doesn't want to know if people do ERP, for example, in his worlds. It's like it's like a landowner who doesn't care if you have sex in his apartment as long as you don't tell him. But imagine you would know that somebody slit his throat in that church to make a cult. To make a cult sacrifice. That would be the most fucked up thing ever.
I have no idea what's happening in my church. I mean, I've gotten a lot visit there, and there could have been a lot happening there for sure.
One day you just join the church because you see, oh, there's someone online. You walk up to him, hey, how you doing?
There was 2 people in the Safer Here place that I made. I was like curious what was happening because they've been staying there for a while. And then I visit them slowly, like I sneak in, just looking around, and then I notice that they're sleeping in front of the mirror.
Aww.
Index.
Index, yeah, exactly. That's also one of the things.
Yeah.
I can tell because when you have your hands like this, your pinky's going off like you're a British person.
Yeah, British. Except it's not tea, but yeah, British.
Excelsior. Oh, there would have been tea upstairs if you would have liked tea better. You could have just told me. There's also alcohol over there, but we are a non-drinking community. No, no.
This coffee is rock solid, man.
Man, it's cold in here, you know. This is a very old place. They didn't pay the heating bills for 5 years. It's not my fault. So this is the last topic that I've written down for you, Yokai. That was it. That was all I have on my thing. Unless you want to tell some tragic backstory of how you became a superhero, then I'm all ears.
Superhero.
Other
My
than
mom
that,
died.
my mom, she got run over by a truck while this trucker was in VR. And now I'm in VR chat to kill everyone who's in VR. This is my vengeance. Last but not least, I always ask the people, do you want anything in the description? Any link to any social media that you have or something like that?
I mean, not really. I don't really normally share stuff like that. I leave the others to explore themselves.
Just like Turbo.
If they're really interested.
Okay. Guys, you heard him. Check the description to not find him there.
You'll find nothing.
Nothing at all. Alright, Yoke, in that case, I thank you very much for being here at Idiots in VR Getting Coffee, where idiots in VR get coffee. And let's just have one last cheers. Sorry about that.
It's just like.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Do people say
あなたの声が道しるべ一羽の鳥が鳴いている名前のない空に私を探して優しさで編み続けたゆりかごで明日へ行こう晴れの日も雨の日にもあなたを守るためにかけがえのない宝物名前のない花は静かにね